Okinawa is a part of the Blue Zone, and there are only 5 in the entire world. Blue zones are where people live the longest and healthiest lives. In a world where people are constantly questioning their diet and how to be healthy, I got the opportunity to learn from the people themselves. Kazume and Yumi are 2 people from Okinawa who have offered to show me a new perspective on how they eat and even teach me a few authentic recipes. First things first, we need to visit the market to grab a few local ingredients. And I have to admit, people in Okinawa eat some strange looking food. From cow tongue to sea snakes to purple crabs that cost more than $100 US. I think I've already bitten off more than I can chew. But there's also fruits and vegetables that I've never even heard of, that aren't even commonly eaten on the mainland of Japan. Talk about a whole new world.
Crab. That's probably not French, but what is this?
Goya. A bitter melon. Okinawan traditional vegetable.
Oh, a bitter melon?
Today use.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's interesting about the food in Okinawa is there's a lot of consideration in the health benefits of the things they eat. Bitter melon is high in vitamin A and vitamin C. Because it gets very hot in Okinawa, this is pretty important to their diet because getting that vitamin C can prevent serious problems caused by heat, like heat stroke. It also supports sweat glands and prevents burnout in warmer weather. This sea snake here also provides a few health benefits. Another important item that is in most dishes in Okinawa is bonito flakes. Bonito flakes is high in protein and contains a lot of amino acids required by the body for good health.
You can taste.
Oh, okay. Oh. That's pretty good. It's almost like a fish jerky.
Now let's shift gears a little bit, because it's not just about what we eat, but also about what we feed the things we eat. Sugarcane has long been used for cattle, especially during the dry season, but cattle also need a balanced diet of fiber, energy, protein, vitamins, and minerals. Now that we've gotten everything we need from the market, let's learn a few traditional recipes from Okinawa.
Hello, I'm Kazume Kayo, cooking instructor.
There are a couple of things we will be making today. Dushi tofu, which is a soup with tofu. Goya champuru, which is stir-fried Goya and vegetables. Rafute, which is soft-simmered pork. And Dushi, which is steamed rice and pork.
Are there any differences between food in Okinawa and food like on the mainland of Japan?
Yes, it's uno use pork right away. Always boil, take that fattening out, then we cook. Because Okinawa, we're based on food and medicine coming from same resource.
Okay.
That's why always try to get healthy food.
And that's exactly how we started, with boiling the pork for the rafute. While that cooks, we make a bonito soup stock by putting a couple handfuls of bonito flakes and about 4 to 5 cups of water to boil and create a stock. Let this boil for a few minutes and then strain it into a bowl. You should have a couple of cups of broth to work with. Now add 1 1/4 cups of the bonito soup to a pot, along with 1/2 cup of awamori, which is Okinawa alcohol. You can also replace this with sake if you can't get a hold of this. 4 tablespoons of sugar, and put that on the stove on high heat. Stir a bit to dissolve the sugar, and then add the pork belly that was boiling. The pork belly usually takes about 1 to 2 hours to become tender, which is why Kazume had some that was already prepared for us. Gradually, we have to add the soy sauce to this. We'll add a total of 3 tablespoons at 3 different points in the cooking process. Not all at once, because the soy sauce penetrates the meat better when you add it in increments. Once the meat starts to boil, lower the flame and simmer until the liquid is almost completely gone and you have a nice glossy color. And that dish is finished. Now we'll move on to the Dushi. I'm gonna start by dicing some cooked pork belly and adding it to a rice cooker. Kazumi had already placed a cup of uncooked rinsed rice in the rice cooker. Rinse your rice, please and thank you. Then we're gonna slice up some carrots and shiitake mushrooms. Make sure you've already dehydrated the shiitake mushrooms. Then add 1 1/2 cups of bonito stock. Add 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of soy sauce, and 1/2 teaspoon of oil. And mix that together. And allow the rice to cook in the rice cooker. If you don't have a rice cooker, I'll leave the instructions on how to do it without one in the description. And that dish is complete. Super simple. Now let's make the Yushi tofu. For this recipe, you'll need to soak the soybeans in water for about 5 hours to allow the soybeans to soften. Once they have soaked, drain them and put them into a food processor or blender. Now place that mixture in a clean towel and squeeze all of the water out. We're also going to use the soy milk that we just squeezed out. With the milk left over, put that into a pot, boil it, and skim off the layer of foam on top. Strain that mix, and in a pot add 2.5 cups of water and 3 cups of bonito soup. Put that on the stovetop and add 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 2 tablespoons of green onion that I believe she soaked in water and then drained. Now add the tofu that you squeezed out, as well as 1 cup of soy milk. Kazumi mixed these together before she added them. Let that heat up a bit and turn off the heat before it starts to boil. Now add the soup to a bowl and the green onion, and your soup is ready. Last but certainly not least, the Goya champuru. Take the Goya and remove the middle part with the seeds and plant guts. Now slice up the Goya, some onions, and some carrots. Now take some tofu chunks and fry them in a pan with about 1 tablespoon of oil. Now take the vegetables and squeeze out any excess moisture. Now we're gonna fry up some pork belly and then add our vegetable mix. Then our tofu, some bonito flakes, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of soy sauce. And just continuously mix that together. Now add 2 eggs scrambled and mix that well. Remove from the heat about 1 minute later, and that's all. 4 simple Okinawa dishes. Super easy and actually pretty good for you. Now let's give it a taste.
I'm usually not a fan of tofu, but it's not bad. Not bad. These dishes have a ton of tofu in it, so I feel like I have some time to work myself into tofu. Cheers. Okay, let's try the rice. Now this is really different. It's not like a fried rice, it's more of like a steamed rice. Yeah, there's a lot of different vegetables. The pork, actually, you can really taste in this rice. It gives it a nice savory flavor. Let's do the stir-fried vegetables. That's pretty good. I still like that. The Goya does add a little bitterness, but with all of the other vegetables complementing it, it actually tastes really good. Pork, very soft, sweet, and savory. It literally like melts in your mouth.
There are plenty of healthy recipes coming your way next week, so make sure you like and subscribe so that you don't miss it.